Good morning, everybody. All right, I want to make this a regular routine where we get these videos going. This might be the first of many. Let's see what we got here for you. Got a little super hit. Yeah, it's called Super Hit. Man, these moon cycles have been absolutely insane. I want this to be like kind of like a kick it situation. I don't want to come across as like some teacher or guru, but Spirit is sending me some really strong and powerful messages. And let's put it this way: the law of synchronicity would entail that if I don't follow these messages and take action and be proactive in my life, then it's not going to result in anything that I want. The things that I'm trying to create in my life, or the person I want to be, the mirror effect of what I'm trying to do in my life is not going to come to fruition if I don't have faith, integrity, and follow those messages, be creative and create that path. I am that path. Everything everything is in sync. And you'll find that when you are in sync, everything goes right. When you're in synchronicity. And I need more book knowledge. That's what it takes. That's part of this message today, I think, is that it takes a lot of book knowledge, but this all can form organically. Right now you are forming organically, and you don't really want a bunch of energies coming in with their own matrices. And that's very important. We all have these matrices, and we fall in and out of them. I mean, you see it, if you're in tune with the spiritual community. I'm not in tune with the spiritual community as far as YouTube is concerned, but I feel the spiritual community, and I feel the energy, so it's all organic. So what I get is, some of these people who have these energies, beautiful people that have been doing this for quite a while. Um, right now, they're kind of stuck in their own matrix, kind of like feeling like, how do I explain this? Almost like, oh, now it just becomes a waiting game. It's a big, I mean, also waiting game, and then there's a weight of the world on their shoulders. And I really, my heart goes out to them, and I believe, right now, aside from the book knowledge, I don't really know from book knowledge where we are, but I feel like wherever we are, we're kind of cycling into the sense of compassion, a little bit of compassion we need to take on and ownership of. Perhaps there's something going on in your life where you realize you just aren't relating with people. You just aren't communicating your true purpose, with people, because we're always reaching. We're always reaching. But when you communicate your intention, your true purpose, when that's pure of heart, all these things start to come in, and people start to understand you. I hope you can relate with that. Um, but yeah, don't want to get too far off course. Let's start with some intentions, and just to let you know about this particular channel. It is all about how powerful your intentions can be. Your creativity and your imagination, is a very freeing aspect of yourself. It sets you free. I really need to get more book knowledge. I need to increase my vocabulary. So you can consider this just to be a nice, chill, kick it spot, hanging out with your friend who has a bit of knowledge. Because I find uh, the highlights of my life are those situations where I am just chilling with my buddies, helping them out in the questions that they have. And that's where my higher self comes in. Just being a friend, which is a luxury in this life, to be a friend. Wouldn't you agree? The experience. I mean, just understand how lucky you are to be here. You're real lucky to be here. I am very lucky to be here. little bit of stage smoke. A little bit. Clear the air. Get the energy going. Let me get this guy lit some more. Get more. Alright. My bald head. Yeah. You know, there's a sense of needing to be humble. Maybe that's why I'm channeling this open energy where I'm being honest. You know, I'm not, I'm not up there. And you don't have to be up there. You have to realize, spirit meets you where you are, as the old saying goes. If you're a Christian, Christ, the Lord meets you where you are and talks to you and speaks to you in different ways. I mean, if anybody's watching this is wondering, am I, or how do I get my messages? See, I don't have a lot of book knowledge, right? So I don't really know what a clairvoyant is. I know they receive messages, but there's other ones like clair audio and all kinds. But if you want to get down to just like basics, how do I receive messages? The way it's always been is when I'm in that synchronicity, answers just come. They just manifest themselves. That's always been, even when I was in a mind frame where I didn't believe in spirituality necessarily. I believed in myself, and I was in sync and excited with the world and had that childlike joy. I still have that childlike joy. That's why things have only gotten more intense. The weight of the world, is polarized. You feel all the joy of the world, but you also feel all of the gravity. And it puts you through the ringer, and it can show. I see it in myself. It shows. But if you wanna know how I receive messages, it's mostly through imagination. Visions come clear, but that comes with its own problems, its own hokey pokey. If you know what I'm saying. It's like you don't trust it because it's not real, but it's your imagination. But then when you do a little bit of research and you go into it and you really be truthful with yourself, that's all that stuff came from somewhere. It comes from somewhere. And then when you keep on digging and digging, I'm not recommending that you keep digging. You just understand that, it all comes from somewhere, and it didn't come, out of thin air. We didn't just, walk on our knuckles one day and then, look at me, Star Trek. I invented that, or whatever, whoever's, out there imagining things and bringing them to life with their creations. Their experience is who they are, their motivation, their intentions, and it's all about setting intentions and understanding that there's an inner working. I always feel like these sayings are cliche. An inner working, it's like, but it's way greater than that. We live in a quantum reality, or whatever, whatever that real book knowledge is on that. This quantum reality, everything is entangled, and that's where synchronicity comes back in. But what I think I'm trying to do is ease you into things that you're not doing, and that for some people, for a lot of people, it's not going to apply to everybody, but that's gonna be triggering you. A lot of you understand what I mean, but like those people who've been in the spiritual community for a long time, the weight of the world is lying on their heads. So they're not just focusing on this one aspect. They're telling you need to do shadow work. But how much are you actually being intentional with your triggers? Facing those fears, understanding the archetypes that are there for you to use as tools. Here's a great example. I mentioned earlier about being a Christian. Some of you that didn't phase you, but there's some of you out there that I'm glad you made it this far in the video. Some of you were triggered by just religion coming up, Christianity, Jesus Christ, you know. And I understand. I totally understand. We're all dealing with these. You see, you never let go of these triggers. You just transmute them. You integrate them. You integrate them into your society. They become archetypes. You know, and that's where I need to work on myself, because my book knowledge needs to expand, so that I can articulate to you better. And research and learning is all part of the journey. But I'm dealing with this thing where Spirit wants me to get these messages out. So I have to kind of balance. I have to find that Libra in me. I got to go back to my storage room somewhere and find that astrology book that I used to read all the time, or at least I need to spend more time writing stuff down and remembering stuff, and working around the clock, working myself to the bone, taking care of myself, self-care, but at the same time, I'm past the stagnation, and I need to move forward into the action of my realities, and it's a big journey, Look, well, we're on video 6 or something, 6, 7, and 8, or whatever, however many videos this is going to take. But triggers, going back to triggers. So we need to trigger ourselves. So let's start with a small trigger, the religion aspect. And ooh, oh my God, no, not religion. Oh my God. Ooh, religion. Come on. I'm not gonna get specific. There's no need to get specific, but you can just think of it as just the archetype of religion, that fourth dimensional aspect of your life. I went out to Walmart yesterday, and I got myself a couple candles, and one of them was like, what does it say? The Guardian Angel. I'm not going to read it, but it's the Guardian Angel. That's a small trigger right there. Maybe you had a trigger with angels at one time. And so it's important to sit with these. Look at this. It's a candle. It serves a purpose, There's all kinds of archetypes attached to just this one candle and the flame inside. This could represent you. It could, It doesn't represent me, but, or maybe that's the way you see it. I don't know. I don't know. But see, you don't have to touch on it too much. You don't have to touch on it too much, for all of a sudden your consciousness starts getting in sync with this energy, and how you are integrating these triggers, these negative thoughts. And like I said, it's not going to apply to everybody, and that's all right. That's okay. Maybe this is just maybe you're at that stage where this is just a confirmation, that, oh, that's what I thought too, and that's going to happen a lot. Synchronicity. And then we step into that. You took that little step. That was great. You took that step. Let's just use our imagination that the viewer is definitely relating to what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so you took that step, and you're like, wow, how easy was that? Now I have to understand that I just have to embrace, embracing, respecting, letting go, walking a middle path. Do not polarize. It's not something that I have to worship, and it's not something I have to condemn. You're looking at life, as a beautiful cleared out mirror. You see those little spots. Like, that can just exist. That's fine. It's meant to be. Let it be. Let it be. I don't know. Is that the song? I don't know. I'm not. But let's step it up. Let's step it up. Let's get rooted in your fears. What are you really afraid of in religion? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be specifically this archetype. It doesn't have to be. But we'll just bring this one out because I went to Walmart and Spirit told me to grab these. So this archetype is at the center of everything you understand to be glorious in your life. You just need to understand the fear. You just need to understand that trigger. You need to transmute the energy. and use that energy. That energy is part of you. The fear was part of you. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with the fear? What's going on? Now, some of you are just loving this candle right now. Some of you are loving the candle. I promise I'll get a better phone. I have a GoPro, but I'm having issues with the editing. Or I was having issues with the editing. I don't know. Maybe when synchronicity finally meets up with the audio visual in my life, I'll be able to edit the videos properly on my GoPro and give you guys way better videos as time goes on. Because this is going to be a thing now. This is what I do. This is a brand new channel. My name's Ryan. All right. Let's check out... That was kind of loud. Okay, let's check out your energy for the morning. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what you need to know. So I'm learning how to read from cards. So, and I get it. I've been tripping myself out with this. This is kind of cool. So let me just do a couple shuffles real quick. Pretty sure I shuffled it before I put it back in. Okay. Now this deck is set with an intention. I know. I have faith in myself. I trust. I understand the triggers behind it. I understand the vision through the illusion. And I can't even remember where I was going with that. Oops. But I'm sure you got the message out of it. See, I know who I am. See, I'm the trickster. And that can be a trigger for you. The trickster. Where'd he go? Come back here, trickster. You know what this means, right? You know what it could mean. Right, it's just a deck of cards, and I believe I got two of these guys. One of them's the tower. The other one is the tower. It's set with as much intention, and there's nothing wrong with resetting your intentions, going back. You're only doing more shadow work, and you never stop. Your entire life, the weight of the world, the knowledge, articulation of self-beauty, and how that is the beauty of life itself, the beauty of the universe. You got to take risks. You got to step out onto a limb with nothing but your handbag, with a couple pieces of bread and some cheese, and then you take that leap of faith off the cliff. And you show the world that was laughing at you before. You show them. The joke's on them. All right. Let's see what you need to know. One more time with this. Yep. I feel the positive vibes. Let's just get into it. Okay. Oh yeah, this is how we're doing this. So we're pulling 5. I'm gonna try to remember how I was doing this. I really needed to write this down. Yeah. Maybe that's what you needed to hear. Man, I gotta get my notebook. Where's your notebook? I got mine. Okay. All right. Give us a card. Give us a card. What do they need to know? Oh, okay. Well, we're pulling 5. So we're lining them up. Oh, there we go. Doing that. Lining them up. And 5 came out. Wow. 5 came out. They just landed on the table. And this is synchronicity. It's just how it works. I believe it. Spirit proved it to me, so let's just do it. Oh, the bottom of the deck. Oh, look at that. It's the tower, which is weird because, so this is how I'm doing this particular. The bottom of the deck, we're not pulling any more cards. At least not. This is going to be a basic one. So the bottom of the deck is going to stand upright right in front of you. And that represents kind of the topic. And so this, for some of you, this could be a tower moment because, well, actually, check this out. This is awesome because it came up in reverse. So some of you, this is just confirmation of your tower moment. Like you realize, like, this is kind of like the topic. and that's great. Some of you are going to have a tower moment because of this, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But don't do anything rash. Just enjoy it. Just it's great. It's a great thing to have. Which is what some of you are feeling, is that this is an awesome thing to have. Is that this tower moment is working in your favor and showing you something. So that's great. And I'm getting something out of that too, because it's showing me the synchronicity of all this. So I'm not going to put too much into any of this, but we will get some basic answers. So why is that Joker the tower moment? Because I set that intention. That's why. If some of you are wondering that. It doesn't necessarily mean tower. It's what does the Joker actually mean? The Joker actually means, sorry, should have been opening this page. Right. The Joker is the Fool. Yeah, just like in tarot, the Fool is it could be one of two ways. I mean, this could be polarized. It's the wisdom. It's okay. Sorry about that. My phone told me that my SD card was full. So this is the first card that came up. So we got the Queen of Spades, and so the Queen is the mother and the patriarchal energy, and caregiver energy, and in the Spade, that's the sword in tarot. The sword is an air sign. It represents your thoughts, your communications, your fears, and your anxieties. So this is where we're starting. So there is a motherly aspect, a patriarchal aspect in your life, that you are having a hard time communicating with. You are having anxiety over this. This person is just in your energy. And you know what? You can just kind of cut to the chase. You already knew this. We're just going through this moon cycle. It's just really intense for some people. Sometimes it's just really simple, and you just need to let go. That's all it is. Just let go. Respect and love, honor, and really know that person. Just understand them. They're in your reality. The way that they make you feel, that comes from you. Life is a play. You're watching these people, and they're there for your benefit. Their triggers are there for your benefit. You need to transmute that energy. You need to integrate that energy. I don't know if I'm using that right word. I know integrate is the right word, but transmute, I mean, that is the right word. Right? Just leave me a comment down below. So the second card that comes up, and I should have wrote this down, is the Eight of Spades. So the spade we just talked about is your sword, and number 8 is movement and progress. So that can actually be really good. You might be feeling some progress. It's not stagnation. This is a good card. Let me know if you think of anything else. So it doesn't have to be that hard. It can be just as easy as communicating with yourself. That this is how you feel about that person. So maybe this card represents how you feel about this energy. You're making breakthroughs. There's movements. It might not be, extensive. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be, doesn't need to change overnight. Nothing needs to happen overnight. It's okay. Time isn't linear. All right. So if that was your feelings, then the next card has to be your actions, right? I'm kind of just making this up as I go along because this is what Spirit is telling me. So, your actions. And if you're thinking this isn't your actions, then just whatever it is, whatever you feel like, however it resonates with you. It does not have to resonate at all. It could just be, oh, not me. That's what I do every day when I shadow work. When I shadow work and I CrossWatch, it just comes to me. Oh, that's not me. Or that's me. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Can I see that card again, please? Because it made so much sense. Compromise and compassion. Yeah, when I don't have much to say about it, I just feel like you guys are just vibing with it already. Like you've been watching YouTube and spending a lot of time watching this stuff. Not too much is coming in. I just get a lot of understanding. Like, oh my God. And then some of you, yeah, some of you are having that mind blow, like subtle mind blown moment. It's like, wow, it happened again. Yes, it did. Compromise and compassion. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. You were yeah. I mean, I don't even need to say anything about that. You're compromising. These are your actions because you feel that way. You feel you're making progress. You know, it's not the other way around. Or well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah. So far, we have three blacks. So we'll get to that part. All right. Meow. The ace is the new energy and the beginnings, and it represents luck. And the club. So the club is the wand. It's the fire. That's good. Projects, passions, motivations, inspirations. See, I mean, you see how positive this sounds? How positive this feels? Yeah. But you have to understand the subtle ways that you need to transmute, integrate this energy. You know, you have to see the flip side to this. There could be a flip side to this. I don't want to force it on you. And I don't need to because you understand once you integrate that energy, those energies, those polars, those polar energies, you get to walk the middle path. And this might represent your middle path. New beginning. Woo. Doesn't that make sense? Let me know, please. This is a brand new channel, and it needs to get put up into the algorithm. This is honest. This is honest reading. It's just what's coming. I'm just being your friend. Your projects, your passions, and your motivations and your inspirations. So we know that we started with the energy, the Queen of Spades, and your feelings towards that. Because you feel that there's a trigger there. You feel there's a trigger there, but you also feel that there's hope there. And so your feelings towards that is a lot of movement and progress. You have hope for this, of course. You know, you're not going to write it off. This person, I don't need to talk about this person. We're just talking about how you feel about this basic reading. And perhaps 8, is very significant in somebody's life. The number can mean something too. And then, so you've taken action, or at least you see yourself taking action, and then you realize you're the ace. That might be where you stand. This might be where you stand. I am not 100% sure, to be honest with you, but I get from you that this is where you stand. I don't know why. And then this was the last card. Now all the cards are black. That means whatever it is that you were asking yourself all this time, the answer is no. It's a straight up no with no maybes. There's no buts and there's no ands. So whatever you're asking yourself, I'm not going to make that up. You tell yourself. What have you been asking yourself? It might be, I feel anxiety in it. I feel that transmuted energy, that integration happening right now. I feel that. It's very subtle. It's smooth and clear and like it's there. What is this? What does this mean? Balance with relationships. Look at that. Balance with relationships. That's your wand. Fire. You feel very fiery about it. You're getting all fired up. Projects, passions, motivations, inspirations. Simple message. And the way it resonates with you, I'm feeling that. So it's like, I'm getting something out of that. I don't have to think too hard about it. But when I, and this is where you kind of go back to what you're thinking, is that the book knowledge thing. The thing that I just happened to mention. The more you know, the more you come into gnosis. The more actions you take, the more steps you take to clear out the baggage. You retain a balance. Yeah, 2 is balance. Yeah. So there are other ways we can look into this. I'm not great with math. but somebody's number is 8. Somebody's number is 8. Why don't you leave me a comment down below if your number is 8 and help me out? You know, help me out. Help me understand. Whose number's 8? Yeah, my path. My when I found out my life path is 11. You know, it's just another. I mean, you can. I love to use the word coincidence, but I don't like to use it in the literal sense. I get a chuckle every time I say the word coincidence. It's hilarious. Um, all right. I mean, I enjoyed this. You know, I don't want to take up too much of your time because you need to get out there and do your research. I need to get out there and do my research, and uh, um and we need to find balance. And you already know. Don't worry about this. The law of mirroring. I don't like the word. I don't like attraction. Naturally, that word does not. That word's also a trigger, but when you become above that trigger, so to speak, you're never above it, but you walk the middle path. Um, it starts to sound different. It's mirroring. You're mirroring, and you don't need to reach. There's a higher energy in the proper way of mirroring someone, mirroring what you want, mirroring life. You know, mirroring yourself, being one with the all, being one with the all. Your patriarchal energy. It's all you want. And for a lot of you, this could be you. A lot of you, this could be you. Or at least that's what we're getting at, the mirroring. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll see you guys later.